I love that you can stick the middle finger up and then put one finger up and it's peace.
Ooh.
It's the opposite of, so it's like,
you trick them.
Fuck you, go to hell.
Yeah.
Peace, I want to be your best friend.
What if like you really mean peace, but you do it like, instead of doing this, you just do it slow. You go, yo.
Or you can do this. You can do this. You can do this.
You go, you go 1, 2, and how you doing?
You can do the how you doing.
Or you do this. Remember when you do this and you gotta hit him.
And then you hit him. Yeah. Welcome to BLAPCHAT. I don't know what episode this is. I never do. 95? 95. Episode 95. I am your host, Illmind. I'm here with my co-host
Atlas the Plug. What's good?
Atlas the Plug.
I'm back, baby.
2 of our co-hosts are missing today. Perfection and Glam.
Yes.
But you know, they're musicians.
They're busy, man.
They're busy. They're musicians. There's things that happen.
Rings and tings.
You know, they're in and out, but we miss them, of course. Welcome to BLAPCHAT, episode 95. This is an all-music production podcast. Yes. I take pride in saying that. I think that at this point, you know, me being a music producer, obviously you guys know the deal. If you've been subscribed, you've been following the content, it's a lot of production talk.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
And it's funny because we had a big conversation in Green. We'll get to that, but I had made a post on Instagram today. Someone in my comments asked me. They said, you know, Illmind, why don't you have any tutorial videos, like you know, videos on YouTube that show your beat making process and how to, like, you know, EQ snares and EQ your bass line and different hits and tricks. And I wanted to make a post on Instagram about it because I just wanted to clear the air about it. Basically, in a nutshell, guys, like, there's so much amazing content that's already there that will explain how to do these things way better than I ever can. And it's all there on YouTube for free, mostly for free. And so, you know, what's another video talking about the same stuff? I mean, sure, it's coming from Illmind, but it's still the core foundation of the same thing. So a big reason why I don't do tutorial videos and anything really technical is, number one, I'm not really super passionate about explaining that stuff to you guys. I feel like a lot of it's boring.
Dude, I to cut you. I was just gonna say, those videos are boring as shit to watch. To sit through one of those, oh my god!
I would be bored out of my mind making it. And that's like, I don't do things that I find are like boring and I'm not really passionate about. And don't get me wrong, I'm super passionate about sound design. Obviously, you guys know. Right. And I will sit there and fucking EQ a snare for an hour. I'm not talking about when I do it. I'm talking about doing videos about it and putting them on YouTube. Just not my thing. Right. I'd rather talk about stuff that you can't necessarily find on YouTube, or information about certain things in the music industry, in the production industry, that you can't read a book and find out on. You know what I mean? That's why I love my Pass the Aux events and visiting you guys. That's why, you know, the majority of my content on Instagram and YouTube is exactly that. You know, and I appreciate all of you guys, you know, for listening and really taking, you know, this stuff seriously, especially if you really are passionate about being a producer. So that's pretty much what I just wanted to tell you guys. Like, you know, makes sense. Yeah, my content is about stuff that I've learned in my journey and that I continue to learn. And I'm thankful to have been around and seen certain things, and I wanna break that stuff down to you guys so that you know, if and when you come across that stuff. So I love it, man. I'm just going to continue to talk about it.
I'm glad you don't do that. That stuff is boring.
But like, shout to the people that do. Like,
it's cool.
Yeah, shout to them, and they do it very well. Yeah. And I watch those too when I want to learn something. Like, I played tennis with my brother earlier today, and his son, my nephew, is just started sort of getting interested in like making beats. He's like intrigued by it, and he knows his uncle, what he does, what I do. And so I told him, I said, he's like, what do you think I should buy? And I told him, like, go get FL Studio and like a small MIDI keyboard and just let him mess around with it. Go to YouTube and search FL Studio tutorial. Shout out to Busyworks Beats.
Yeah,
I told him go to Busyworks Beats.
Nice, there you go.
And check out the beginner's guide to FL Studio.
Shout out to Busy.
And my nephew is 11. You know, not he's 8. Sorry.
Okay.
And so, you know, he's gonna learn it.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna learn it. So, yeah, man,
it's the best time to get
tutorial videos. There's too many out there. A lot of them are shitty. A lot of them are amazing.
Yeah.
Go find the good ones. What's one more tutorial video for me? Not really that helpful. I'd rather, you know, talk about stuff that you don't really have much access to. You know.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Speaking of that, I just want to shout out all of you guys that are listening. Subscribe to our channel. You know, if you're a creator, you're a producer. We appreciate you guys so much. And so if you're listening on iTunes, hit that subscribe button, leave some comments. If you're on SoundCloud right now, in the studio, driving to work, coming home from work, it's fucking 3 a.m., whatever time you're listening to this, we appreciate you, man. Just, you know, do us that little favor, man. Just hit that subscribe button, hit that repost button.
Yep.
And follow us on our social media at BLAPCHAT, BLAPCHAT.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, if you're a newcomer here, welcome.
Welcome.
I just want to do this. I love Chewbacca. Welcome to BLAPCHAT. You know what I'm saying? Go back and listen to the other episodes. Trust me, you don't want to miss that stuff. And listen, not to toot our own horns, but the cool thing about our podcast, I feel like, is a lot of the content is evergreen.
Oh, yeah.
We're not really necessarily like talking about current events. You know, an episode isn't necessarily old after a week. You can go back and listen to the Cardo Got Wings episode from fucking 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
A year and a half ago. And I believe you'll still gain a lot of value by listening to that.
Oh, yeah.
And so shout to you guys, man. You know, so if you haven't listened to all the episodes, go back, make some time. It's like watching reruns.
There you go.
But I promise you will find a lot of really cool content, some gems and jewels in our older episodes. And if you enjoy it enough, please subscribe. We fucking appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
for sure.
100%.
Yeah, so another thing too is shout to all of the producers, creators, artists, rappers who have attended one of my Pass the Aux events. If you've been listening to us and you follow my content, then you already know what Pass the Aux is. But if you don't, basically what I've been doing is every month I've been visiting a different city, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, and I'll basically rent out a secret studio location. Josh, can you put air quotes with the CG? Secret studio location. You can alter my voice too. Secret studio locations. And so we'll go to these different cities, get in the studio, and I'll invite 20 to 30 up-and-coming music producers, artists, singers, engineers, creatives, and we'll just all be in a room. And you basically come up to the mixing board, you plug in the aux, and you play a snippet of one of your songs that you made, and we talk about it. I give you constructive criticism, some feedback. I'm answering questions. I really like to dig into your situation, you know, what you're trying to accomplish, what your goals and aspirations are. And I didn't know it was going to turn like into this when I first did it, but it's turning into fucking therapy sessions.
Yeah.
You know,
believe it.
Where it's like,
how many people cried? They get one or two people crying.
Yeah, a few.
Females,
made
males
me cry too.
Made you cry too. Wow.
Yeah. I teared a little bit and then I cried that night. But I did Pass the Aux in LA, and it was such an amazing crowd. I did 2 nights in a row. This was a month ago or earlier this month, and the second night that I did Pass the Aux, it might have been the first night. Those 2 nights were both so amazing. So my favorite. So we're taking our break during Pass the Aux, and I walk outside and the lights are off, and I get a big fucking congratulations from everyone, and they got me a cake.
Oh my God.
They got me a cake that said congratulations on your Grammy win.
No way.
Yeah, it was 2 days after the Grammys.
Wow.
And like that moment was super emotional for me because it was just like I literally didn't know that was going to happen.
Right.
And I just felt good, man, you know? Awesome. So like,
That's awesome.
You know, the thing I love about my Pass the Aux events is that it becomes very human. It's very human and very personal.
Absolutely.
You know, because you know, when you go to my Pass the Aux event, you kind of expect one thing where it's like, oh, Illmind's just gonna like listen to my beat and give me feedback and tell me to like EQ my snares differently. But it really turns into like going into a room full of 30 strangers and Illmind, and then I get up there and the attention is on me. The spotlight is on me. And the first question I ask usually is, what are you trying to accomplish? And then I just let them, speak, let them say it. And it just turns into like almost borderline like therapy, but very much personalized. And I've learned so much from these guys out here just by doing these sessions. Excuse me. Oh yeah, there you go. Wait. Okay. And so, it's been super amazing. And so every month I'm going to different cities to do this. Later on in March, I will be going to Texas. Cannot wait. So on March 25th, I'll be in San Antonio. March 26th, I'll be in Dallas. And March 27th, I'll be in Austin. So if you want to get tickets to my Pass the Aux private studio event, just go to my website, llmindproducer.com. That's one word, llmindproducer.com. And again, listen, guys, every month I'm going to different cities. So I have a whole list of cities up there. April, I'm doing Atlanta, Tampa, and Miami. May, I'm doing Berlin, Germany, and London. Can't wait for that. And then in June, I'm doing Vancouver, Seattle, Portland, and San Francisco for 2 nights. There's tickets available in every market except for Berlin. Berlin is sold out. It's been sold out for a while. And day one in Atlanta has about like 1 ticket left. So and then for the second half of the year, I'm gonna announce more dates. So I really, can't wait to meet you guys, man. Like, and again, the majority of my YouTube content is footage from my Pass the Aux events. So it's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see you guys. So shout out to every producer and creative that's been to my event. Thank you for the testimonials. Thank you guys for the cake, the congratulatory celebrations, and I really appreciate you guys, man. And as long as I'm providing inspiration and value to you guys, then I'm gonna keep doing this shit. Trust me. They don't, like I was saying in the green room. Yeah. They don't want me to have a fucking #1 hit record.
Oh boy, they're ready. They better start getting ready.
I'm here to disrupt.
They better start getting ready.
Disrupt. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. Trust me. The bigger I get, the crazier this shit's gonna be. Because I'm here to disrupt. I'm here to give back. And I tweeted earlier, the more successful I become, the more I'm gonna give. The more I'm gonna give. You know what I mean? Someone asked me like, "Oh, will you ever reach a point where you get too big and you won't do this anymore?" No. Right. We're doing this shit. It's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So shout out to you guys. If you want to come to my Pass the Aux, go to llmindproducer.com and we'll rock like that. Atlas, you and Cruz have been killing.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Killing. Tell them what you and Cruz have been doing. Shout out to Cruz.
Yeah. Turn me up, Cruz.
Turn me up, Cruz. Meek Mill's engineer. Yes. You know what I'm saying? What have you guys been doing?
Man, I just got back from Miami. So we doing this Respect the Engineer workshops.
Fucking love it.
Lined up along Meek's tour. So Meek's on tour right now. So we did Miami. We already did. That was a movie at We the Best Studios. Shout out to DJ Khaled for taking care of us with that. And did LA yesterday. And Guru pulled up. The legend Guru. Let's get the horn. Let's get the horn for Guru.
Young Guru?
Come on, yes.
Fucking Young Guru pulled up.
Yeah, we had
Let's go.
Young Guru in the building.
Let's go.
So yeah, man. So we're taking this nationwide. The next one we're doing is going to be New York, March 11th. Then Philadelphia, March 14th.
What day is the March 11th one?
March 11th one.
Is that a Monday?
I'll tell you right now.
I think it's a Monday.
11th is March. Yeah, it is a Monday.
It's a Monday. I'm going to pull up.
Pull up, Ill. Come on, it's going to be a movie. It's going to be crazy.
I'll be at that one.
Oh, man, it's going to be super lit. So yeah, and then Philly, March 14th, and then Atlanta, March 24th. So if you're interested, if you're an engineer out there, go to respecttheengineer.com for details.
Amazing.
Or you can follow me, Atlas the Plug, on Instagram or Twitter, and I have all the details in my
So respecttheengineer.com.
Yeah, respecttheengineer.com.
Amazing. They can register slots, all that stuff.
Yeah, and big shout out to we've already given away Meek Mill tickets.
Amazing.
We've given shout out to Puma, who blessed us with some gear. Puma. Shout out to Sound Toys. and shout out to Slate, Mike.
Amazing. Guys, if you wanna, if you're engineering is your focus, even I would say producers too.
Yeah. Yeah, producers can get up there.
If you really want to get deep into the engineering aspect of things, go to the Respect the Engineer conference. It's not a conference. It's
like a workshop.
It's a workshop. Go and trust me, you won't regret it. You have some of the best, guys in there. Shout out to Cruz, man. You guys are killing it.
Yeah, it's super cool. Like, they can plug in their laptops, open up their sessions, and Cruz will sit with them and like dig in. And
love it.
Also too, True Masters.
Yes, True Masters.
I got True Masters.
Got more air horns.
March 7th, True Masters here in New York City. 8 producers, 8 MCs, 8 B-boys. Battle out. Crowd picks the winners. I'll be hosting that if you're in New York. Again, just follow me on Atlas the Plug. All this info is in the link in my bio. And the last thing I got going on, March 11th, I put together the Dream Chasers Beat Battle.
It's the same day as the Respect the Engineer thing?
It's going to be afterwards.
At night.
Yeah, so you definitely should pull up to that too. So everyone who attends the New York Respect the Engineer can get free entry into the venue. And it's going to be a beat battle, a Dream Chaser, Papa Michu, a.k.a. Nick Paps.
Oh, yeah.
And Cruz and myself will all be there in the building, and we're doing a beat battle.
Amazing.
And the winner collabs with Nick Paps, a.k.a. Papa Michu.
Who produced like 5 records on Meek Mill's
Produced 5 records on Meek Mill's, exactly.
Amazing.
So he's the official
I'll be there.
Dream Chasers producer.
Me and Josh will be there. Josh, we're going to film
Josh is pulling up.
Josh is going to keep
Actually, Josh is in the battle.
Oh, you're in the battle?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
so this is why I love Josh. Josh is mad quiet on the low. Like, he doesn't even like
slaying.
He's over. You might take that, bro.
Damn.
You might take that.
No bias, though. You got to be careful.
People be Josh got fire. So anyway, that's March 11th here in New York. So for info on that, again, just go to Atlas the Plug, and the link is in my bio, and all the info will be there for you.
Amazing. Yep. Amazing.
It's been a great year, though.
It's been a great year.
It's been a great year. We're definitely moving and shaking. I mean, I feel so good.
I'm seeing a lot of producers really making moves, and it makes me really happy. And guys, that's what I care about. I care about results.
Right.
I don't really care about anything else. I want results. I want to dissect the producer that just started, 6 months ago, created a YouTube account, selling type beats, generating income, building their brand. They're active on social media every day, and the growth. I mean, I see the growth in Josh. Speaking of Josh, today's episode should just be called Josh.
Just Josh's episode.
J. Jules.
That's it. J. Jules.
The amount of growth I've seen with J. Jules.
Oh my God.
Has been really astronomical to me. And another person too is my homegirl Shan, right? Horn for both of you guys.
Yeah.
Shan is my engineer based in LA. She's my engineer. Anytime I'm in LA, track and vocals, mixing, she's my go-to.
Nice.
The growth that I've seen in her, both of you guys, like, it's because you guys are playing the authentic game where you are just being yourself and you're not really trying to figure out shortcuts all the time. It's like, let me just build this shit break at a time.
Put in the work. Yeah, and you know what's funny? Yeah, I remember when I interviewed Josh for an internship.
Yeah.
And I remember Josh, he was like so quiet. But this guy, man, showed up every day on time. I don't even think he ever texted me once that he couldn't make it in. And this is I just want people to really understand the dedication that like Josh has put in. This is years. This is not like a week, 6 months.
Was this 2015 or 16?
20 what?
16.
2016.
Yeah,
and Josh would come in and he would record we just the whole day making beats and just literally for like 6 hours straight, guys. I'm not lying. Like I'd walk in, Josh would eyes would be closed, but the camera is perfectly still. He had it like a magic. I don't know how he used to do it.
Yeah.
But the guy showed up every day.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know he did music. I didn't know he sang. I didn't know he produced. He was just like Josh, the video guy.
Yeah.
And then he would come to our events and our parties and and do the edits and then and he would just, and then he'd play a song and he'd be like, oh yeah, that's just me. So we're like, oh okay, wait, you sing too? And then again, but just the video thing, he was doing that for like a year straight. I mean, just showing up.
And to think about it, like Josh, or I'll call you J. Jules, you haven't even been on the grind that long in the grand scheme of things.
Right.
You really haven't.
What, 3 years?
Like, you're just scratching the fucking surface. You know what I mean? And like, I think that's what people don't understand is they think 12 months is a long time.
Nah, dude.
12 months.
12 years
is nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It's true.
You know?
It's 100% true.
It's literally nothing. So
like we say at least 5 to 10. You got to put in like, you know, like
5 to 10 is
you got to do 5 to 10, and it's closer to 10.
5 years in, you will you will have progress,
right? And
you will be able to assess what's working and what isn't. Because you can do something for 3 years and feel like it's not working, but you're just in the trenches. All you have to do is go 2-3 more, 2-3 more years, and then realize, it does work. So 2 years is not enough. 3 years is not enough. 4 years, you might get a little, still not enough. That 5-year mark is where you could really like identify what's working
and what's not. Listen, even with
and then 10 years, it's like you 10 years is like, all right.
Okay, so let's do the math. And you're better with the years than me. So when we did the first 80-20 party, how many years ago was that?
That was 2016.
16.
We started doing them in 16.
Okay, so 16, 7, so that's 3 years ago, right? What I learned from us doing the 80-20 party is what's transitioning me to even doing my own events now with the True Masters and, you know, and the beat battles and the thing with Cruz, Respect the Engineer that I'm curating for him. And it's like we were just talking about this in the green room backstage, how we were talking about like, you got to like figure it out and do it yourself and putting out blueprints for people. So like I was getting hit up, hey, yo, Atlas, can you help me put this beat battle together? I want to do this showcase. Can you hit it? And, you know, right now I'm too busy. I can't do anything. Yeah. I can't help out as much as I'd like to because I'm doing my thing. But I put out the blueprint. Literally, this is, guys, if you're listening and you want to put a beat battle on, or you're a rapper and you want to do an event, or you just want to do an event, period, this is all you need. This is it. You need the venue, right? So whether it's a local bar, whether it's your whatever it is, the venue. 2, graphic. So you're going to need a graphic. So I'm going to make a cool flyer. Okay. Make sure the flyer looks official. Because when you be seeing these bootleg flyers, that's not it, Papa. Sorry. 3, an RSVP link. Yep. Right? Eventbrite, Ticketfly, your own website, Shopify, whatever you're using. Yep. Last thing, the talent. Yep. Okay? You need the talent. What are you booking? Are you booking artists?
What kind of show is it?
Are you booking producers? Yeah. What kind of show is it? Exactly. And then, you know, you're going to have to pay the DJ. You usually throw them $100. They'll usually be happy with that, you know, if they DJ for whatever, an hour or two, if it's the homie. And then someone to check people in at the front door. Yep. And that could even be you if it's just you starting out. Yep. But that's literally the blueprint. That's it. If you can find that. And it's not as hard as you guys think. The hardest part, as we always say, is just actually going out and executing this.
Yeah. And even like the idea of marketing an event and something like that, like the power of the internet, the way that the idea that you could target market, you know, certain areas, you know, you can throw a show in West Hollywood and you can target, you know, 10, 15, 20 mile radius in West Hollywood, create an Instagram campaign, Instagram ads, allocate $300 over 30 days, $10 per day to lead up to the event. Make sure the flyer's on point and create like a video. Do research on well-executed marketing content, like videos, content, or photos, or whatever it is. Do research on what works and what gets people to click, and execute that.
And the first one you do. You have to make it a movie. And what that means, you have to make sure you didn't book a venue too big. Because you'd rather fill up, you know, a 200 capacity place, you know, than try to fill up, you know, 1,000 capacity place. You know what I mean? So make sure you're videoing the content. You're recording the content. Because then what you do is you edit that sizzle reel. You make a nice little recap of the first one that looked like a movie. Like the Cruz one, I don't know if you saw the one we did Miami, and then we posted it the next day, and that shit was a movie.
And you were converting people along the way.
Exactly. And I did notice a spike in traffic, you know, after posting. But even like the Guru, you know, we're editing that. That'll be out tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But again, you have to video and use that video from the first one, and that's what's really you're going to promote for the second one. That just super helps. as far as promotion goes.
That's such a great. I want to add on to that. That's a good transition, because we were talking about this in the green room too. The idea of taking, you know, the video content from the first event that you guys did, releasing it on socials, and then that being used as a marketing tool for the next one. And then it kind of just snowballs.
Exactly.
Right? As long as you have that content. And that kind of confirms and adds on to this idea we were talking about in the green room earlier about converting people. You know, I went on this spiel earlier today about, you know, constantly, and this is the way my mind works, but in my mind, I'm constantly converting people. Right. And I think we all are.
100%.
We have,
everyone's always selling.
You're selling, right?
Always selling.
And it's not so much a thing where it's like you're like just this salesman.
Come buy this, right.
Come buy this.
Right.
It's more of, how can I get the fans and the end consumer to trust me? Yeah. That's what it comes down to.
100%.
Trust me enough to want to be involved with what I'm doing, whether that's tuning into a podcast or subscribing to a YouTube channel or buying a drum kit, you know. And I'm speaking from the perspective of the music producer guys, because that's what most of us are here. So I think it's really powerful to approach your marketing or whatever you want to fucking call that shit. I hate the word marketing, but the way that you approach it in a way where you're consciously sort of converting people into trusting you more. You know, and again, I always say this on this podcast, but I use myself as an example. I don't know anyone else to use an example out of, but I use myself as an example. You know, I'm super, 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 super appreciative of you guys listening. If you're listening to this right now, I'm super appreciative of you guys trusting me enough to want to listen. Every like I get on Instagram, every comment, every subscription, whatever it is, drum kit that you might buy, anything, Pass the Aux, you decided that you trust me enough to want to hear from me, to want to be around me, to use my products, whatever it is. I'm so appreciative of that, you know? And honestly, if I could build that up for myself, one of my life missions is to try to disclose the certain things that I have seen and I've experienced, so that you guys could take that information and apply that in your own way. And at the end of the day, I think the core foundation is trust and conversion. And as long as whatever product or service you're selling is nurturing and helping the community, then that is your gift and that is your duty to provide that for people. You know, it's not, and I say this all the time, it's like, we're not selling fucking car insurance. We're not trying to sell you like, you know, a new fucking coffee cup that won't spill. Like, go to QVC for that. You know, this is, we're all creative people here. So, and even you had like, you know, with what you're doing with Cruz, you guys are professionals in what you do. So you're inspiring other creatives to, with not only information, but to feel good about themselves.
And you know,
and that's what the return on investment is. The end result is positive. And that's all that matters to me. It's like, when you buy one of my drum kits, I'm hoping that those sounds will make you become inspired to be a better producer. When you come to my Pass the Aux event, I want you to feel inspired. When you listen to my podcast, I want you to feel good. I want you to feel energized. I want you to take some of that information, try it for yourself, apply for yourself, become a better person, become better at your craft. All of this stuff that I'm providing to you guys is me trying to inspire you to be better at your craft. And I think that's all that matters. And if you're a creator, you should think about what you can do to also nurture and provide for your fans and for the people that also follow you. And a lot of times it's our music, but it doesn't just have to be our music. You know, so that's why you have
exactly. You know, it's funny, one of the things I think as producers, the music is obviously the number one thing. It always comes down to the quality. So you can build, like you said, the trust for your brand, and so that you have repeat customers that come back. I don't even want to say customers, but you know what I mean, like people that trust your brand. I I think something that's really cool that producers should do more, and again, you've done this, so this is, is why not do your own event?
Yeah.
It's really not that hard.
It's not hard.
And here's something every listener who's a producer who always like, man, I always want to do an event, but like, I don't know where to get all the talent. Like,
fear.
I know a bar that's down the street.
There's that fear talk. Fear talk.
Exactly. Everything is. I like that word.
Yeah.
Fear talk. That's fantastic. Do this event. Here's a very easy event that anybody can do. That's super easy. There's really no overhead. There's really not much technology. You don't need a whole sound guy to key the drums and do this and have all these mic checks. And no, super easy. You do an open mic where they just plug in the aux cord into their phone, okay? Or if they're a producer, they can play their beats. Or it could be where artists can come in and rap.
Yeah.
A singer can come in and just sing.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be anything crazy. There's just one mic. You make it free at the door, or free at the door, $10 to enter the open mic.
Yeah.
Okay? So you leave with a little something, because you might have to pay again. You have to pay eventually you don't even need a DJ for this, right? This is like, you can do this at a local bar, and they'll do it because there's no overhead for them. You're not cutting into the bar guarantee, and it's free to get in. You know what I'm saying? So like, this is an easy event. Any producer in any city can literally go to one of these places and say, hey, I'm a music lover in the area. I want to build up the music culture here. Yep. I really like your venue. I have this idea that I'm pitched that I thought your venue would be great for. And, and just tell them, I just want to do an open mic, but it's not only for artists, it's also where producers come in and play beats. Yeah. And all I need is one mic and some type of speaker, which I'm happy to bring that for you.
Exactly.
Easy.
You want to know why?
And then you give it a cool name.
You want to know what's stopping people from doing that?
Scared.
The fear, and also they think that it has to be this grandiose thing where it's sold out.
Right.
And there's fucking 500 people in there, and the line is out the door.
Right.
And they think that if it's not that, then it's
a failure. But so not it.
But
because think about this. Let's say 10 people show up. Mm-hmm. Okay? Only 10 people. You're going to get more, believe it or not. But let's say only 10 people show up. Guess what? That's 10 people that you didn't know before.
Yep.
That's 10 new Instagram followers, because you're going to get their info. That's 10 more musicians in the area. Homeboy might have a studio right down the block you didn't even know about.
Yep.
You might find a dope singer who just came and sang, and now you're going to use that on your tracks to sing choruses.
Yep.
So it's only building your brand, and it's building your network all at the same time. And you're building it
locally too.
And you're building locally, and it's not costing you a penny.
Yeah. You know what's amazing about that?
Uh-huh.
That takes the idea of, okay, I'm a producer. I'm trying to think about like what I bring to the table.
Right.
And as a music producer, you bring beats to the table.
Exactly.
So that event makes sense because you could be the curator and, no pun intended, the producer of this event.
Right.
Because you're going to get rappers that are coming because they need beats.
Exactly.
Number one. That's like number one, right?
Exactly.
And like, so you're utilizing your talents to bring value to something. I think that's genius. And yeah, go ahead.
And you're scouting talent, and you're building your brand, and you're making a little bread.
Yeah.
Listen, you might make $75, but guess what?
And
that's your cell phone bill for the month.
And if you film it,
and then you film
throw
it
on your
and
socials,
put it on your social, and your IG, on your YouTube, exactly. And then they start. You make the IG page and be like, hey guys, if you post, listen, just tag my page. Boom, boom. I'm telling you, that 10 will go to 12. We'll go to 15.
People
we'll
don't
go to 19.
People don't like the slow burn at.
Yep, it's true. It's
Jay Jules likes the slow burn.
Yeah, no, he gets it. He likes it real slow.
Yeah.
Pause.
Like,
Pause that.
He likes it real slow.
He got a big smile on
Sexual
his face.
reference.
I don't know what that's about. But anyway.
But the long road.
Whoa.
The long road. The long-term road is the only road. It's again another great that I'm inspired by. I follow Seth Godin. He says, the this is not his words verbatim, but the long-term route is the shortcut. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Think about it.
Yeah, you got to go through. Yeah,
the long-term route is the shortcut.
That's hard. Let's put a friggin' something on sound effect.
Putting this shit fucking loud, man.
The long road is the shortcut.
The long road is the shortcut.
That's facts.
that's
beautiful.
That's it right there. You know what I mean? Like, I technically took fucking shortcut. You know?
What do you mean?
Like, I mean, long road. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
All of us, all people that have broken through.
Yeah.
That's the long road is a shortcut.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
But the thing about like converting people and like having value and stuff, you just have to convert people to fucking trust you. That's why we're fans of certain people. Like, believe it or not, like, I'll give an example. Meek, for instance. He single-handedly, and no disrespect to
Soldier Boy.
I
know where this is going.
Meek single-handedly had the greatest comeback in the past, I would go as far as 5 years.
I can't not disagree with that. I agree with that 100%.
He didn't even do it with music. He won people over from just telling his story and people rooting for him and being honest. And like going back to what I was saying earlier, he converted people.
Yeah.
He converted them.
Yeah.
So when you kind of see what Meek did, obviously I'm not saying like go to jail and then get released and then build your brand, but think about like approach social media in a way where you tell yourself, if I make this post right now, like if I post this picture or this video snippet or whatever it is on IG Live, whatever it is, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Is this bringing value? Will people be entertained by this, or will they just scroll through it? Is it pointless? Am I posting this for me? Or am I posting something in hopes that it will convert someone to want to trust me more?
Yeah, makes total sense.
And that's really isn't that all it is?
It is.
Isn't that all it is?
It's definitely, you know, even like myself, I'm not a music producer, right? Like people always like ask me like, what do you do? I love that question when people ask me that. It's a real interesting question. Yeah. But I definitely, when it comes to branding yourself or like, you know, again, we spoke about the touch points with the sales thing. Yeah. It's like you have to do different things, but do them passionately. Like exactly what you said there, when you post something, like it's got to be something that's towards what your brand is. Yeah. Like, you know, like sometimes I look at some of these artists' Instagrams or even producers too. Like I'll say to them, I'm like, okay, I see you're a producer, but I'm looking at your page and I'm just seeing pictures of your dog all the time, and like I don't really see the music producer thing. But you play instruments. Yeah. You're a producer and you engineer. Why aren't you showcasing any of that stuff?
It's because they haven't set an end goal for what they're trying to work towards. It's just a bunch of blanks.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, let me post this. Oh, I feel like posting this.
Oh, Matt Arby's.
Oh, this.
Yeah, it's like,
and that's fine, but it's I believe it's really important. You were saying earlier in the green room, or Preach said this, thinking 20 steps ahead. How will this specific Instagram post impact my influence 5 months from now, 10 months, 2 years from now? Will it be relevant? And am I working towards the end goal? Like if I'm a music producer and my end goal is to sell beats, every single post I make should be to convert people to want to buy a beat. Or not even convert, but to get rappers to trust my brand enough to be interested in wanting to buy my beat. I don't like the buy beats thing though, because I think that if you're a music producer, it's way bigger than just trying to like slang beats. And I get it early on, you have to do that.
You need the money, right.
But again, it's like short term, long term. I want to take the short road or long road. So, you know, and again, use myself as an example. And also too, I want you to chime in on this too, Atlas. But like, you know, I'm noticing that a lot of your content goes, is relevant to you being like an authority of what you do and what you talk about. And then with this respect to engineer and all this stuff. And, you know, it's the same with me. It's like all of my content is all stuff I'm super passionate about, but I'm super conscious of like what I think that what I want the end result to be. Because at the end of the day, I want my fans to sort of look at me and come to me for inspiration and to feel empowered and for information on certain things and to feel good. I want to be a positive, this is going to sound corny, but like I want to continue to be a positive influence in your life. You know what I mean? And
what's corny about that? I think it's great.
I don't want you to like consume my content and feel like shit.
Right.
That's the last.
That's how I feel too. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the last thing that I want. No offense to people that do, you know, but I'm not here to make you feel bad about yourself. You know, I just want to empower you. And so every post that I make, I'm always keeping that in mind. Like, is this post gonna make people feel good? And I said this earlier too. Like, I'm not here to like, you know, like I'm here to tell you the truth. So a lot of the stuff I say is gonna hurt your feelings.
Right. 100%.
You're
gonna get resistance.
Like, you're gonna hear shit that you don't want to believe.
Yeah, especially in this music game. Yeah, you gotta get used to that. Yeah, like that's 101, right?
Yeah, you know, but it's like parenting. It's like at the end of the day, I just want the best of you. I want the best for you. It's true though. Like when I tell you, like, you know, certain shit, and you get offended by what I'm saying or how I'm saying it, it's really just me. Like, it's like your toxins are exiting your body. You're realizing certain things. And you're like, fuck you, Illmind. Like, I hate you for saying that, but you're fucking right.
Yeah, and sometimes they need that.
Yeah,
like,
and listen, and this is another thing I just want to add on to. I know I'm ranting.
No, go for it.
I want anyone and everyone out there to prove me wrong and to check me when I'm incorrect.
Okay.
I need that and I want that. All you fucking influencers out there, quotes again, Josh, that know what you're talking about. I talk about certain things. I want you to challenge me. Challenge me. Give me something to debate you on. If you disagree with certain things that I say, speak up. DM me or make a fucking video on your Instagram and tag me and say, yo, Ill, you said this shit, but yo, I don't think so.
Ill wants all the smoke.
Ill
wants all the smoke.
Give me.
Ill wants all the smoke out there, guys.
Listen. Let me put it on record right now.
Let's go,
Illmind,
baby.
I want the motherfucking smoke. Give me the smoke. If I say something and in your mind you're like, yo, Ill, you're full of shit, you're lying, you're blah blah blah, put me on blast. Give me that smoke, please. Because what that's gonna do is I'm a non-confrontational guy. I love dialogue. I love digging into things. We're gonna have a back and forth and we're gonna dig into this shit heavy. And the truth of the market and the truth will play out. Truth always plays out the way it should. And so I just want to put that out there. I want to put that out there.
Talk that shit, Ill.
Please. I want the smoke.
Ill.
I can't be the only one out here saying shit. I can't be the only one out here with you know, with the success that I've had, talking all this shit on my podcast, on my YouTube, on my fucking Instagram, on my Twitter, all my rants, my blog, all this shit. I'm talking a lot of shit out here, and I need motherfuckers out here to come into this conversation and listen. I want the smoke. Check me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
I feel like Flex right now, even though I'm not a big fan. Like check me if I'm wrong. And if you feel like I'm wrong, come to the podcast or let's do a little IG fucking split screen and let's really talk about it. And this is not about like wanting up.
No,
I can't be
all
the only guy on top of the fucking mountaintop screaming out of his lungs this stuff that I'm saying. Come join me.
Yeah.
And if you disagree with me, I want you to still join me so we could debate this and talk about this. You know what I'm saying? So like that's all I ask, man. Please.
Yep. Talk that shit.
Please.
Yep. I'd be surprised if anyone did. And I would love if somebody did. I'm not going to lie. I really would. I think it'd be like good for the producer culture. It'd be good for the dialogue.
You know, and
it needs to be spoken about. And it's not negative. This is all positive, and this is love. We're not like attacking anyone. No, we always come from a positive place.
I have no desire to like one up people.
Right. Yeah,
I'm living pretty good, guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on, listen. I'm humble. I'm humble, but I don't need your conversion. I don't need your customers. Right. I don't need validation from you.
Right.
I don't need shit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm interested in creating dialogue on this stuff.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
You know, so that's what I'm interested in.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what it's all about. You know, because listen, also too, at the end of the day, you know, and I tell this to you know, when I do my video consults, or like if I'm at an event and people want my take on this, and then we talk about BLAPCHAT, I'm like, look, when we came up, we're about the same age. When we came up, we didn't have stuff like this.
No.
Or we can just go in and listen to this. And when I say this, I don't mean like podcasts where they're talking about current events. I mean like the inspirational, motivational topics we're always talking about on BLAPCHAT, always keeping it positive and always looking at like the glass half full. You know what I'm saying? And like, I can't even think of a place that I could have even gone growing up besides listening to the radio or watching MTV. There really wasn't a place to get this content. And you know what I mean? And that's why I love the fact that we do not talk about current events on this.
Yeah, no, that's not what we're here for. We're not.
You know what I mean?
If you're here for current events, don't fucking listen to us.
Yeah, like you're definitely.
we might sprinkle here and there, obviously,
here or there. Yeah.
But we're not here to like talk about. You know, I don't even want to say anything specific.
Yeah, no,
yeah, so
current events.
Sensitive nowadays.
Yeah. Yo, Ill said he want all the smoke. He went on a rant.
I do want the smoke. Give me the smoke. Come on. You remember Mortal Kombat?
Yeah,
motherfucker. I'll pick fucking
finish him.
Pick the smoke, baby.
Pick
smoke. I'll be Scorpion. You can be Smoke. I want all of it. So you know, man, I just want the best for the production community. I'm here. I'm out here, man. Like, I know motherfuckers are listening. You know what I'm saying? I know they're listening, but it's time for you to speak up.
Yeah.
It's time for you to speak up.
Hey, I have a question for you, Il. And this is something probably a lot of listeners, a lot of producers. This is more when it comes to like albums and like splits and stuff like that, right? And I hear this you know, this word used a lot, and you know, I'm pretty familiar with what it is, but I kind of just want to hear from you for our listeners out there. When it comes to an album, right, and there's points on the album, can you just talk about like a little bit of just how that works?
Yeah. So
as far as points go on an album, and does the producer get any points on the album? Like, how does that work?
So a point on an album is, you know, royalties from album sales. So a point is a fancy, not as offensive way of just saying a percentage.
Okay.
So 1 point is 1% of a sale of an album. So as a producer, the average amount of points that you deserve on a song would be 4. 4 is like good, you know.
So that's 4 out of 100?
Yes.
Got it.
So 4 points is good. Sometimes it could be 6.
Wow.
Sometimes it might be 1 point.
Right.
A lot of times it's 0 points.
I see.
You know, because at the end of the day, the label is making most of the percentage on the album sales. That's just how a lot of you know, deal structures are made. So so that's what points are, and you know, they don't really amount to much unless you're, you know, platinum, 100 million, blah blah blah.
Right.
You know, but if you're selling a couple thousand, it might, you know, it's pennies on the dollar. It doesn't really equal that much. So, but it's very important to, if you're a producer and you get a major placement, it's very important for you to fight for your points and fight for your publishing, for sure.
Yeah, and I know we weren't going to talk about current events, but I mean,
no, I want to though.
You know, like the whole thing, just because it's on topic, you know, we're talking about music and we're talking about labels and we're talking about points with De La Soul.
Yeah, it's so sad. I don't know much about it.
I was going to say, like, I'm hearing a little bit about it. I don't know too much about the whole situation.
It's hard for me to, we're talking about this in agreement with Preach, but like, it's hard for me to like try to dissect it and try to take sides because I don't know enough about it.
Right,
but I will say this, and listen, I want the smoke if I'm wrong on this, but first of all, I'm a huge De La Soul fan. Of course, I want this to work out for De La so that they can get their money and streams and everyone's happy. But the thing, and I don't know if this is the reason why this is happening, but I'm assuming it is because it's the music industry. A contract is a contract.
You know, I was literally, as I was coming here, I was thinking the same thing.
And so you
might have signed a bad deal when, you're up and coming.
If the paperwork clearly in the court of law puts you in this vulnerable situation, even years later, if the contract is still binding this many years later, you kind of just have to fight it, and you're vulnerable to whatever language was in that contract that you signed. And I'm not even really talking about De La specifically,
right? Just in general. Right?
Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's why we harp on you guys on saying you need a good lawyer, you need a good attorney, because once you fucking put that signature down, all those clauses in that bitch are there for life.
Yeah, and don't get your uncle who's a real estate attorney to look it over. It's not.
So as far as the De La thing, all I'll say is I'm a huge fan of De La.
Yeah.
And I want that shit to work out, but I'm hoping it's not like a contractual binding thing. But if it is, there's really not that much that they can do.
Yeah.
And that's all I'll say.
Yeah. And it happens to the best of them. You know what I mean? Like, most artists out there, first deal was a real crappy deal.
A lot of people were signing shitty deals, back then
especially back in those days. Yeah, oh my God.
They were getting one off on everybody. Yeah.
Jeez. So like, and again, this is just in general. I'm not talking about De La. Like, I love them, fucking legends, But like in general, producers, man, if you get paperwork, just send it to pay the money.
Yeah.
And have an entertainment lawyer look at it. It'll cost you a little bread, but you'll pay that bread. It'll save you more money now than down the road. You'll be fucked. You know what I mean? Definitely don't want to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Another thing too that I posted on my Instagram, because I noticed this and it was like kind of irritating me, is as an artist that I saw, and I was at a session, and the artist hasn't put out any music yet. They're working on putting out debut stuff. The music sounds really good too, but they were so focused on the EPK.
Oh God.
And I'm like, first of all, who uses an EPK anymore?
EPK is fucking dead. You know what?
Who uses an EPK?
Guys, listen, news flash.
Who the hell uses an EPK?
You know what the EPK is? It's your fucking Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
It's not even your website anymore. If I find out about a new artist, I just found a new. Oh, speaking, this perfect timing. Oh my gosh, she's my favorite. Oh man, I'm like obsessed with her music. I just found out about this artist today. I've been sleeping. Her name's Raja Kumari.
Okay.
She's signed to Epic. I'm obsessed with her music. She's amazing. Raja Kumari. She's a singer, rapper. I just found out about her. I heard a song, went straight to iTunes, downloaded her shit. The first thing I did was go to her Instagram.
Yeah.
Just to see what she was about. So, man, listen, guys, we're in the era right now. It's 2019, February, going on to March. Your public EPK resume
is your social media.
Is your fucking Instagram. It's not Twitter.
No, definitely
it's not even Facebook.
No,
it's not even hot producer LLC.com.
No, it's definitely not that. It's not Bandcamp.
No, it's not your Bandcamp. It's not your SoundCloud.
It's your freaking IG.
It's your fucking IG.
Wow.
Right?
That's a gem. It's true.
Work on your IG, guys.
It's true.
IG is a really important platform right now.
It's 100%. It's and it's funny, Il, you were talking about like what you're posting and how you post it, just like in producers in general when it's coming to your brand. And like even on and listen, I'm gonna sound like I'm tooting my horn a little bit, but I don't care. Fuck it.
Toot it.
So even on like
Bazinga.
There you go.
That was great. That was a good one. So like even on my IG, which I started doing, and I see people starting to bite, but I've been doing it if you look back since 2017. Okay, so look, if you look at my IG, Josh, can you get this? So if you look, I don't know if you ever noticed this, Il.
You want to use that? Oh, I see what you're doing.
You see what I did there?
Yeah.
So when you go to my IG page, you're gonna look and you're gonna see right away. You know what I'm about.
Yeah.
Right. So look, I make it super easy, guys, and you guys have to do this at home. Put whatever why isn't my thing showing? It's kind of weird. Okay. So whatever, if you look at my thing, it says BLAPCHAT co-host, right? It says True Masters creator, because I do the show, and Respect the Engineer, which I'm doing with Cruz, curator, okay? My numbers aren't crazy, but that's not the point. The point is when you go to my page, you see it and you know exactly kind of what you're getting into. It's like the cover of a book, right? So you're going to see all that, and then you're going to look, and then when you look, you see what I did here is I got BLAPCHAT in the middle is everything BLAPCHAT.
Yep.
On the left is all my gems, the gems that I drop on Twitter that I repost on my IG. And on the right is other stuff. I got other stuff. So I have the beat battle with Dream Chasers. I have Cruz's Respect the Engineer, the Catch a Vibe thing I just did with Trilogy. You're going to see the True Master stuff like that.
I love it.
So what I'm saying is, guys, is when you're posting on your IG, make it so that when they look at your ID, they already know what your brand is. You got to make it super easy.
Yeah.
Again, I love your dog. I'm sure your dog is really cute. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like your kids are really cute, and post them. But you got to start. This is like Il said. This is your EPK, and if you don't know what EPK is, it's electronic press kit, which is what they used to use back in the day. So your IG is your EPK, and you have to really baby feed it to the public.
Yeah.
Like baby feed it to them. Like you have to make it easy, because once you start making it difficult, like here's another thing too. I see like people they'll just post the artwork to their song.
You have no idea what it is.
And like, yo, I just dropped a song, and then they post the artwork. Why not post the artwork but have the audio playing in the background? Because that's what's going to get me to click the record, not your really fancy artwork or crappy artwork. I don't care about the artwork, honestly. But if I click it and I hear some fire, then I'll go on, and put the link in your bio.
Yeah.
If you don't have the swipe up 10,000, swipe up is an amazing.
Yeah.
Listen, that's an amazing tool for promotion.
I whore the shit out of it.
Oh, you should, as you should. But if you don't have it, put the link in your bio.
Yep.
Make it easy. Don't say go to iTunes now. No, just put the friggin' link in your bio. And here's another tip too. Let's say you have multiple things going on. Create a link tree. You know what, Josh? Let's show that too while we're on here.
Show it.
So look. So if you look on the IG, because I have multiple things going on, right? So I can't just put all these links in my, and I don't have a Atlas to Plug website. No big deal, guys. You go create a link tree, and look, you go to the link tree, and look, it has everything I have going on.
Linktree is great.
I have the Respect the Engineer with Cruz. You click that, it'll take you there. The Dream Chasers Beat Battle, you click that, it'll go there. My True Masters, it'll take you there. You want to go to BLAPCHAT, it'll take you to Illmind's YouTube page and watch them. I mean, guys, this is like marketing 101. All right, so make this super easy we talk about building your fan base one by one. Make it easy for your fans to get your content. Don't make it super difficult. Like sometimes there's too many steps. Like make it really baby feed it.
Yeah, and it's all those like small hacks.
Yeah,
that just makes such a big difference. And at the end of the day, high quality. Quality goes such a long way.
Quality with the music, quality with the photos, and quality with the artwork, and quality with the video. If you make it quality, you can be doing it on your own.
It puts you on another category.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, like if your stuff isn't quality, you're gonna hit a wall. You're gonna hit a wall. You're not gonna get growth because there's so much out there.
You're gonna get lost in the sauce.
There's so much quality out there. It's like what makes a random person want to choose you over the guy who does it way better than you?
Exactly.
That's just the truth right there. Right. Just in general, it's like if you do fill in the blank, there's 100 guys that do it amazingly. What's gonna get people to choose you?
And we speak about this too. And again, barter your resources. If you're a producer like Josh, he used his video resource to get him in the circle. You know what I'm saying? So like you have to use your resources. If you have a studio, then barter your studio, barter your video camera, barter whatever you have. There's different ways for you to have value with someone. Like, yo, you know what? Yo, you got a show. If there's an artist, yo, you know what? I'm going to film you and I'm going to edit it and I'm going to shoot it over to you. Oh, yeah, for free. Like, don't, like, of course, if they're going to offer you bread, take it, but don't make it about the bread in the beginning. Yeah. Just be like, and if they ask, just say, yo, I just want to make sure that you're being represented the way like I see your brand. I think it's really dope. Let me do that for you.
Yeah.
Then guess what? They're gonna do it, and then they're more than likely will listen to the beats if you send it over to them. You know what? Josh B hooked me up with the video. Let me check out his tracks. Let me take the time to do that because he's already built value in that way with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And we talk about that all the time.
All the time.
It's like I said, only a certain percentage of you guys are actually going to do it.
5%. What was it you said?
5%. I said 5%.
Say that saying again. That when we don't mind giving.
I mean, you know, we give out all these gems and tools and stuff like that, and secrets, whatever you want to call them. But only 5% of you guys are actually going to apply this stuff. So you got to ask yourself: are you going to listen to this podcast and then close your app and then go fucking play Fortnite and then forget about it? Or are you going to jot down some notes and actually get on your phone and say, you know what? I'm going to start doing that now. Yeah. Because if you tell yourself you're going to do it tomorrow and you have a busy day, and then it's going to be 2 days, and then it's going to be a week, and then you're going to forget about what it was that you were wanting to do, and you never do it, and then now you're still in the same place. Yeah,
like even right now, if you're listening to this, make it a point. You know what? When I'm done listening to this podcast, I'm going to text, email, or DM 2 people that I want to work with or that I have some type of relationship with that I want to do some type of business with. Yeah. You have to put it out there. You can't be scared. Yeah. The worst they're going to say is no. Yeah. It's the worst they're going to say is no.
And go into that situation with knowing what you have to offer.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And again, like if you have the video camera, be like, hey, listen, I do video. I see you're going to be here. I'd love to come, maybe, interview you or do some BTS of behind the scenes of your show. Yeah.
That's it.
You got to get out there. You can't be scared. You got to get out of the house, guys. Like, being in mama's basement and all that, that's cool. That'll get you. That's like Il says, hitting the bag. Yeah. You're like a boxer. You're hitting the bag, waiting for your championship match. You know what I'm saying? And that's great. Yep. But you got to get out there. You got to start networking. You got to start building your brand, whether you're doing events, you're doing drum kits. Like, what other ways are you building your brand? And the quality of your content, your videos, your photo, and your Instagram, your electronic press kit.
Yep. Instagram is the key, guys. And listen, if you feel bad about your IG right now and you're like looking back after listening to this and you're like, damn, my IG is like kind of trash, delete it all.
That's good.
Start from
But that
scratch.
Means you're learning. You're one of the 5% that's taking
it's
what
not
we're
too
talking
late.
about.
You can edit your front page.
It's
EPK.
not too late.
Like if I were you, I would go back. Let's break this down. Let's go.
Let's go in, Il. Let's go in.
I kind of and this is fun because it's kind of like role playing right now. I explored a little bit the idea of if I myself just started making beats, what would I do? What would be the first thing I would do?
Find a DAW.
And so, yeah, I mean, that's like super specific.
No, right.
But you're right.
Yeah, right.
So the first thing, you're right. The first thing I would do is go to YouTube and figure out what I need to make beats. And we're going to fast forward that. We're going to assume that you chose FL Studio.
Right.
And
you have your interface.
Let's go all the way to the bottom. I don't even have a fucking computer yet.
Okay,
I have 0 things.
Interface, computer.
I don't even have. I have Instagram, but my last post was a year ago.
I like this.
And I have 15 followers. I have no YouTube channel. I have Twitter, but my last post was Christmas when I posted next to a picture of me next to the tree. Right. And I have 56 followers on Twitter. I don't have a SoundCloud. I don't have any BeatStars account or whatever, and that's it. I don't even have a computer. So the first thing I would do is this. First thing I would do is get a job and make a little bit of cash. Let me make cash. And this is obviously dependent on your life situation. Right. Maybe you have kids. Maybe you have bills. Maybe you do have a job already.
Yeah, because it's going to cost you to buy this stuff.
Anyway. Do what you can and raise. I'm going to go as far as to say raise
$3,000.
$1,000.
Oh, you're going super low.
We're going to do $1,000.
$1,000.
Right? And I'm going to prove this right now because we're going to go to bestbuy.com and we're going to fucking tally this up. So
what kind of Mac? Are you getting a Mac? Or
you're not going to get a Mac.
Okay, because I was going to say it's going to cost. You're going to. Yeah. So, okay, so you're getting like a Windows.
So you're going to get. You're going to get
your FL Studio, whatever you're getting.
FL Studio. Okay. Is good on Windows.
Okay. Oh.
All right.
Okay.
And there's some really great, powerful Windows laptops that you can get. You can go to Best Buy.
Yeah. I'm looking at it now, $250.
There's a Lenovo 330 15.6-inch laptop, 4 gigs of memory, 500 gigabyte hard drive, more than enough space.
Yeah.
$250.
Okay.
From Best Buy.
All right, so that's $250 down. You got
go cop that.
$750 left.
$750
left.
$750 left.
Okay.
Go cop your laptop. Okay. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go cop FL Studio. Okay. So
and I know you guys can say I can get it for free.
Yeah,
but,
whatever.
Listen,
if you get it for free, fine. But we're gonna keep
keep it official.
$200 for FL Studio. Boom.
$450.
$450.
Yeah.
You have $450 left. You need a MIDI keyboard. All right. Unless you want to, you can also learn point and click. But if you want a keyboard, I would highly
there are
recommend
some producers that just use their laptop. But let's get a keyboard. Just
get the Akai.
Because you should be training your.
Get the Akai MIDI keyboard. It's the LP. Okay. It's the LPK 25 keyboard. You can get it at Guitar Center.
$52.
$52.
You got $400 left.
You got $400 left. Right. So.
Do you need an interface for the FL Studio?
No interface.
Oh, okay.
Get yourself a pair of headphones.
Okay, headphones. Right. So let's get some headphones.
Let's go $100 for headphones.
Okay.
Decent
one.
Decent. You can get $50 headphones.
So let's say $100 though.
Let's say $100.
You definitely want to get some decent headphones.
$100 headphones.
What about monitors?
No monitors.
So just living headphone life right now.
You're gonna learn how to make beats first.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, you're gonna learn how to make beats first, and this is assuming you don't have anything.
Right. So right now we're at
400. You're gonna spend 100 on headphones, and now you have 300.
$300 left.
$300. Cool.
Okay.
So life situation, blah blah blah. You figure that out. Now you have the tools. Oh, you have $300 left.
Right.
Go to BLAPKITS.com.
There you go. Get the bundle.
Get yourself some drum kits.
There you go. That's all you
need.
I
would recommend getting the bundle.
Get the bundle.
It's currently running for $300.
You gotta get the bundle. You need the sounds. You can't make no beats with no sounds.
No, you need drum kits. You need a bunch of samples so that you can get around if you want to take that route.
BLAPKITS.com.
So go to BLAPKITS.com, okay, and go get the bundle. Yeah. It's $300. Or just get a couple kits. Start with BLAP-KIT Volume 10, whatever.
No mic or anything. No mic.
You don't need the mic.
Okay,
you're
just making beats.
Shit.
Just making beats.
Gotta learn how to make beats.
All right.
So after that's all said and done, you might have a couple dollars left. Save
what about some plugins and stuff? Should they use that? No.
Stock.
No.
Stick with the stock first, right, Josh? You're not.
Stock. Just learn what you got. You use which. You know what's funny? Emix. Shout out to Emix. You know Emix. So shout out to Emix. He also pulled up to the Miami Engineer, and he has said a gem. Shout out to you, Emix. He said a gem. He goes, you, not word for word, but pretty close. He said you have to get used to the stock plugins, because when you start making the stock plugins sound good, you
can make anything.
Then when you get whatever, you're lit. You're good. So shout out to Emix for dropping that gem.
It's the truth
on that, and he's engineered.
It's the truth.
All like tons of stuff for Rick Ross. He's done stuff for Future. Shout out to Emix.
So you have all your equipment. So now what you want to do? This is what I would do. Now what I want to do is I want to.
You still have $200 left.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
So you're gonna
keep
tuck
it
that
in
the pocket, right?
Now I have all my shit. I can make beats now. Now I'm going to spend most, if not all, of my free time on that computer
making beats,
punching. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to recreate certain beats that I love. So if I'm a huge Murder
Beats or Swizz
fan, right? I'm gonna just make beats just like Murder Beats.
You're gonna listen
to him. I'm gonna duplicate, and I'm just gonna figure out. Okay, put the clap here, snare. Okay, that's how you do that.
BPMs.
Figure out the BPMs of each song. There's an app on your phone you can download that you can tap BPM. Figure out what those sweet spots are. 150, 170, 160, 165. 85, whatever it is, 95. Figure out why. Okay, BPM cool, and then you're starting your craft. You're at the beginning. Do that. I would do that for. I'm going to go as far as to say I'm going to do that for 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do that for 2 years. I'm going to make one beat every day. It's going to take me an hour.
Right.
One beat every day. I'm going to go to YouTube occasionally, tutorials. Anytime I'm confused, I want to find something out, I'm going to YouTube it. I'm going to make a beat every day for 2 years. That's 365, let's say 350 holidays off, times 2. That's 700 beats after 2 years. Those first beats are going to be shitty. So you're going to, out of those 700, let's go as far as to say a 600 suck.
Oh, yeah, maybe, yeah, 100%.
600 suck. 100 have potential. So after 2 years, right, I have 100 beats that I think are decent or good enough, right? And listen, I'm just saying for myself, maybe it's 2 years for me. It could be 5 for others. Could be 3. Could be 1, whatever. 2. I'm going to say 2 years for this scenario. I'm going to take those 100 beats and I'm going to start going on YouTube and start researching on how to start to sell beats so I can start generating some income on this. At the same time, and also within those 2 years, I forgot to mention this, within those 2 years of me making beats, I'm going to document the whole process. So I'm gonna use my phone camera to just talk about my journey. So yes, this is my first beat. I just started today, blah, blah, blah. Like, and this is my second beat. This is, I just started today. Cool. And I want people to sort of like see my progress. And at that point, I'm going to build followers and start engaging on my social media, what I'm doing. Basically, I'm treating social media like I'm documenting my life. And that's it for 2 years. And then from there, after 2 years, I figure out how to start generating income, sell beats. Hopefully at that point, I'll be at a point where I kind of have an understanding of like what I want to do. And then from there, I'm just going to try everything.
Find artists.
I'm going to sell. I'm going to collaborate with people. I'm going to hit up all these events. I want to DM people, go on SoundCloud and find people to work with, collaborate, and figure out ways to monetize. The two main ways would be to sell beats at low price point. If I'm making a beat a day, I have 30 beats every month I can sell. Take half of those, sell 15. The other 15, I'll work with other artists and hopefully click with people, develop people, and then maybe dip my hands into the drum kit, business as well. Maybe figure out. I would figure out a way to make my own drums that are authentic and real. Hopefully, after 2 years, I'll have the skill set to know how to manipulate a clap or a snare and make my stuff really good. And then, if I get repeat customers, that means the product is quality. That means the product is working. And the way I would do that is I would sell on Shopify. Go to Shopify.com, create a store, do research on how to make the store, get some art. If I don't have artwork, I'll just teach myself how to make it on myself. There's a bunch of apps on your phone that you can make artwork on, and then create artwork for my kits, start selling kits. I would put out a new kit every month, just one, maybe even 2 kits, the more the better, and then just start branding myself that way, and then just pushing. But the core of it would be make at least 1 beat per day, if not more, making time to do that, and then from there, see what happens.
That's 2, 3, yeah. That's 2, 3.
2 years of training.
2 years of punching the bag.
Yeah, 2 years of punching the bag.
And listen, if you're doing that, you're trying to meet artists or at least network at events, again, DMing people, possibly creating your open mic idea we had earlier. Again, just finding different ways to diversify your portfolio, but also building your brand at the same time. Make your social media look like a movie, you know what I mean? Like, listen, guys, images, it's all smoke and mirrors in this game. You got to perceive. I hate to say the fake it till you make it thing, but you really kind of got to and I don't mean fake it like be corny and be cheesy, but you got to be particular with what you're posting on social media. Any little thing you do, the way you dress, anything, little thing, especially if you want to be an artist or a producer that's out there. There's some producers that want to be in the cut. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But someone like you, you're out there, your fashion and, and the kits and everything you got going on, Pass the Aux. It's there are different things. I think that's the key that these producers are missing is they're just running for placements. Yeah. At all times. Placement.
You got to just makes every beat you make, you're increasing your value. So it's why wouldn't you make 1 per day? Oh my God, if I was just starting out, I just broke down exactly what I would do. I would literally be on that fucking computer all day, more than 1 per day. I'll go as far as to say that's what I did for 6 years. I was making 5 to 10 per day. You know, and there's so many beats to go around, working with people for free, building up your reputation, and getting people to rap on your shit, sing on your shit. There's so many artists out there that need beats, and if you're giving them for free and you're just coming up, you're underpricing everyone. That person is not going to spend $100 on a beat. They're going to go to you because you're doing it for free.
Right.
And if you're offering to track, you know, so then you're building momentum enough for you to justify being paid later.
Exactly.
That's what this whole thing is.
That's really what it is, though. Everybody wants to get paid. There's these.
You're gonna monetize later.
There's these. I don't want to say their names, but you definitely know who these these one or two people are. There was someone that hit me. He's like, "Oh, yo, are you cool with XYZ producer?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's the homie." You know. He's like, "Yo, dude, I hit him up. I heard some of his beats. I thought they were fire, so I hit him up. Like, yo, like, how much for the beat?" And he told me 3 racks. I'm like, 3 racks for the beat?
Right.
And this guy is like, he's not, you know, he's not out there. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so this guy's not like out there.
So yeah, this producer is not really like...
He's not, I don't even know if he's had one placement.
Okay.
But he's active in the community. Like if I said his name, you would know who he was. But I'm like, 3 racks? Like...
I mean, there's got to be something they did to justify that number, no?
Not that I know of.
No.
What I'm saying is... Again, though, but going back to what you said, okay, if you want to make a little bread, you know, this is the motto I always go by. If I was a producer, this is how I would decide if I'm going to charge someone or not. And we've spoke about this before. If I believe in the artist, I'm not charging them.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for free because I want to build with the artist as much as I can.
The payoff later is
yeah,
so
like if
more.
it's just, you know, I need a little bread, all right, cool, here's a 500, you know, 1,000 if they want the exclusive. Nothing crazy, you know, but like just kind of building it. But that's the way I would always decide. It's like if I really believe in the artist, then I won't charge them. I would just make music with them all the time. Let's make some fire music. Yeah. Let's put out an EP every 3-4 months for you, you know, quarterly or something, and now executive produce it.
And guess what? That's time well spent.
Yes.
That's time well spent if you're passionate. There's no better feeling than making music you love with people that you like. Isn't that's the goal? That's the end goal for all of us, myself included.
Yep.
So what's the difference between doing that on a major scale than being a brand new producer up and coming, making fire music with someone you met a couple months ago that you click with and that you enjoy being in their company? That's time well spent to me. You know what I mean? Like there's no amount of money that could duplicate those types of memorable experiences for yourself. And I think people that are so focused on making money forget that. And
you know what it is? And I've seen producers and artists. Again, someone else who hit me is like, yo, I'm trying to get my stuff out there, my music out there. You know, there's this guy who's saying, you know, like he can get me on like this blog. First of all, I don't even know who reads blogs anymore.
No
but anyway,
disrespect to the blogs, but
listen, it's not the same, right? So he's saying to get me on this blogs, and you know, and then get me here, and you know, he's going to charge me like a G, and I'm like, bro, don't do it. I don't care what the hell he's going to promise you. He's going to take that money or she, and they're going to run. Trust me. Oh no, but you know, like sure enough, like a week, 2 weeks later. He called me. He's like, yo, you're right. Like, I paid homeboy, and homeboy just went ghost on me.
Oh man.
Here's the thing: you guys have to remember it. And even and someone else was like, oh, there's this lawyer, and he said that like, if I pay him, that he can play my stuff for Atlantic, and he can go to RCA. I'm like, bro, don't do it.
Yeah.
Because if the lawyer really believes in, like, they'll fuck with you, like, and they'll get paid when you get paid kind of thing. They'll get a percentage of, like, the money they have coming in. Like, don't pay for someone. If you have to pay somebody to do something for you that's not, let's say, a marketing, PR company, okay, that's different.
Right.
PR company, and this is another for producers out there and artists, like, PR company, they cannot guarantee anything. They'll say, yeah, we're going to pitch your stuff to Billboard. We're going to pitch your stuff to Complex. We're going to pitch your stuff. Yeah, we charge $2,500 a G quarterly or monthly, excuse me, whatever it is. There's no promises there. Yep. A lot of the times they'll promise you the world, but they super under-deliver, and then they'll tell you, well, you know, we pitched it over to them, and, you know, I haven't heard back, and, you know,
we're just waiting.
I'm just waiting. You know, I'm going to email follow-up tomorrow, and then you're going to get the runaround again. You know what I'm saying, guys? So, like, keep in mind that this really comes down to work. You have to work. You have to build your brand every day. It's a slow burn, guys.
Yeah.
Again, 5 to 10 years. This is not. You're not going to pay someone to have you blow up in 6 months. It could happen. Don't get me wrong. If you have the money, it'll cost a lot. But it's not going to last.
No, you have to.
Because once the money goes out, your brand is going to burn out.
Yeah. You know what? I go back and I try to dissect, like, obviously, stuff that I've done so that I can speak on things.
Right.
But I really contribute a lot of my success and where it started to building a buzz locally.
Mm-hmm.
I remember so clearly. I did this like producer showcase called Beat Society in Philly, and that started it. And I would have never did that if I didn't post up stuff on the undergroundhiphop.com producer forum, where we would post beats, and the people on that forum started to like my beats to where I created sort of a following. And you guys can duplicate that model on locally. Instagram.
Yeah.
You can literally do it on Instagram. If you have 100 followers on Instagram, it's like you can grow it. You just have to have the patience, man.
That's where I think people are missing out, is the patience thing. It's like that meme or whatever, where it's like a guy digging and he's digging and he's digging, and then he quits and he's like, he had like 3 inches left of digging.
Yeah.
Because he didn't just hold out just a little bit longer. This music game is a waiting game.
Yeah.
Hurry. It's like it's kind of like the entertainment, like in the movies, is like hurry up and wait. Here it's just hurry up and wait.
And listen,
keep waiting and keep waiting. It'll come down the road if the quality is there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. There's some, and I want to keep it super positive, but there's some producers and artists out there that I'm friends with. And I don't want to ever be a dream killer, but I'd really, if they're my real friend and I really believe in them, like, I kind of like,
it's not going to happen.
I don't say it in that way because I don't want to be a dream killer, but sometimes I say, look, like the rapping thing is cool, but dude, you're such a good, like, at putting things together. Maybe you should be a manager.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you should be an event planner because, like, all these venues and you could book the talent. You used to be an artist, so, like, you could find a dope talent. Like, what it takes. So I kind of go like that way, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes you just have to be, you either have
to
it,
be open.
Exactly. You have to be open. That's
also too. It's like and I'm going to reference my man Gary V, but it's like what he says, and he's so right. Where it's like you can love basketball.
Right.
So much. Like he says it about himself.
That's
He's
a
like,
good one. Right.
I play basketball every day.
Oh, basketball, right.
I love basketball. I play every morning. I'm obsessed with the game. I love it. I'm never going to play in the NBA.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, I'm 43 years old, 42 years old. I'm never going to be in the NBA because he won't ever. So sometimes, and if you're like, if you're like 4'1", you're not going to play center when you play basketball. So certain things are just like, wow.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
But the cool thing, again, and it goes back to with the sports thing with Gary V to the music thing, it's like, okay, well, he's not going to play in the basketball team, but he could own one.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He could buy a team, he could buy create his own sports agency, which I think he might even have. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, same thing with producers or rappers. It's like, okay, listen, I love rap. I love rap so much. I just have such a passion for it. It's like, okay, well, you can still have that passion in rap, but just not play the role of rapper.
Right.
You also, can be the booking agent. You can be the licensing guy.
That's why the 5-year mark is so important, the 5-10-year mark, because that's when you can really assess on if you're good at this or not. Like some things you can spend all the time in the world, but you're not pacing up to the level that you should be in that amount of time. Like if you make beats, if you spend, I'm going to go as far as to say 3 hours every day making beats, 365, 3 hours every day. And after 5 years, that's 360. Let's do the math.
Oh my god.
That's 365. We'll do 350 because of holidays. I like that holiday shit. So 350 days per year times 5. That's 1,750, right? Days. Okay, so we're gonna do this math real quick, and then we're gonna end
days
the show.
or tracks.
Days.
Oh no, that's days. Right. You're right.
So I'm spending 3 hours per day, right?
3 hours per day. Yep.
And in those 3 hours, I'm making. I'll do a low number, 3 beats.
That many?
1 hour.
That many though?
1 beat per hour.
Okay, 1 beat per hour. Okay, yeah.
3 beats. So that's 3 beats per day.
So that's
times this.
3.
So I have 5,000. 5,250 beats. Okay?
That's crazy.
If your shit is trash.
After 5,000 beats.
After that, music production
might not be your thing.
Might not be for you.
That might not be for you.
But then it goes back to what I said earlier about how trash doesn't exist and it's so subjective, which is true.
Yeah.
But you can tell, like, I'm talking about, like, this is hard to listen to.
Right.
Like your beats make no sense.
Yeah.
There's no. It's just everything is just. It's not pleasurable. It might be pleasurable to like a few people, but in the grand scheme of things, of what you're trying to accomplish, you'll never break through and make a living with that type of off kilter sound.
Right.
You should probably do, you know what I mean? Do something else.
Maybe manage a young producer coming up or someone, or you know what I mean? Like find the next one.
Yeah, and that's
or put on a producer showcases or something.
Yeah, and that there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
you know, and that but that 5 years, like the determining. Okay, I guess I am pretty good at this. You know what I mean? Or maybe you're not having fun. If those 5 years were miserable to you, and you made the shit feel like work, then you're not passionate about it.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you know, you've been a producer and you've been the producer your whole life. I mean, you've been in your blood and, you know, like for me, I started out as an artist.
Yeah.
Singing in the boy bands.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows that. That's my history. It is what it is. Like, and for me, you know how I started that was I went to literally fresh out of high school, open audition for RCA, never taken any vocal lessons, nothing like that. The line was around the corner. I was number like 400. But I went in, sang a little original song. I was writing songs like crazy, at least like you said, for years, writing like a song or two a day, right? And then singing original. They call me back. Anyway, I make it down to the last 10 guys, but I don't get chosen. But that was like the first sign of me like, oh shit, like, listen, I'm just some kid from Brooklyn, some Puerto Rican kid from Brooklyn who just loved music, you know? So I just went, and that showed me like, okay, well, that means I at least have something. So then, boom, I started out as an artist.
Yep.
You know, I tried doing the artist thing. The group breaks up. What am I going to do? The artist thing wasn't my thing. So, boom, I go into managing artists.
Yep.
Remember, I was like with Zeus, right? I was managing artists, then managing producers, then putting on producer showcases, and then putting on producer, rapper, dancer showcases, and now, you know, doing with you starting like the Pass the Aux stuff, and then doing the with Cruz.
Exactly.
Like it just kind of
it's an evolution.
That's the evolution,
yeah.
and
it's like the tree, and the branches are.
That's what, exactly. You know, it's like. Still being, and I still have as much love for music now as I did when I was 16 writing songs.
But you have the creative ear,
right? That
helps with all of the other stuff as well.
Exactly,
you're a music guy.
Exactly, and again, this is a funny story. I went to when Father Dude was performing at the festival, Electric Zoo.
Yeah,
that's what it's called, Electric Zoo, and they were doing custom earplugs, you know, where like they put the foam in your ear and they make the earplugs, and you know, hundreds and hundreds. I mean, you can imagine how many people are at these festivals. So anyway, I went in and I did it. It's a lot of
ear grease.
Yeah, so I went in and I did it, and the girl who does it, you know, she pulls out the thing from, and she's like, "Oh my God!" And I'm like, I didn't know what she was gonna say. And she's like, "I've done hundreds, maybe even thousands, like so many of these foam ear things." She goes, "You have by far the most narrowest ear canals I've ever seen."
That's crazy.
And I said, "What does that mean? Like, I don't even know how to take that.
Yeah,
like,
what does that mean?
Are you trying to diss me? Like, you want to smoke? Like, what's up? You know?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, that just means that you hear music differently than everybody else."
Wow.
And dude, I swear it made total sense to me. I'm like, I always felt that way. Yeah. Like, I always felt like when I hear music, I'm just listening to the bass and listening to the snare and like the program, like the sequence and where it is. I always felt like I just always did hear music differently than people. And when she said that, I was like, I love you.
That's
because now it makes sense to me. Like going from an artist to the producer, it's just like still loving music, but just doing it in different ways. There's so many ways to get it.
That's all it is. You got to keep trying stuff and readjust.
Yeah,
after 5 years, do an assessment. You know, you can do your 1 year assessments. Go back 12 months and figure out, okay, what did I do? What did I not do? Where did I progress? Where did I start generating income? What could I work on better? And then the next year, you take that information, double up, bet on yourself, and learn even more. And then after 5 years, you take that entire 5 year assessment and say, okay, what I've been spending most of my time doing this. How have I gotten better? You know, and then you assess from there. So.
Yeah, you do a short term goal and a long term goal. You know, like really stick to it. I mean, that's the hardest part. It's like hitting the gym.
Sticking to it.
You just got to stick to whatever your short term goal is. Is that making a beat a day, making a contact a week, hitting one networking event a month or 2 weeks, whatever it is.
Exactly.
You got to execute it.
Speaking of sticking to it and executing, we are going to end the show off with our Blapper Crap segment. You know what I'm saying? So we are here, baby. Let's go. Let's go. All right.
Welcome to the stage.
So listen, guys, we only have time for one submission, which is totally fine. So what we're going to do right now, guys, is our Blapper Crap segment. We're going to go into our email, and we're going to randomly choose one beat that you guys sent to us, that you submitted, and we're going to play a snippet. And if we like the beat, we're going to give you a blap. If we don't, we're going to give you a crap, and we're going to give you a little bit of constructive criticism. So if you want to submit for this segment for our future episodes, all you have to do is send an MP3 attachment of your beat, no streaming links, only MP3 attachments only, to info@blapchat.com. info@blapchat.com, blapchat.com. Subject line blap or crap, and we will hopefully choose you at random in the future to blap or crap your beat. So on our podcast. So our first and last submission for today, unfortunately, this is by Mighty Healthy.
All right, Mighty Healthy.
Let's go. Feels like Christmas.
Yes. Jolly.
I feel like, yeah. All right, here we go. How did I know it was coming in though?
Not it.
Okay.
Sound like some old Wu-Tang.
Yeah. Listen, I love that. And
I
era.
love Wu-Tang, but that was not it.
Yeah.
That was not it. I mean, the chop was okay. The mix, it sounded very faint. Didn't it sound kind of distant in the background?
I didn't really like, I don't know. I kind of like the second part.
I was going to say the second part of the track to me could have been the track, and I would have liked it a lot more.
It was just,
I like the second half as opposed to the first half.
The arrangement was a little weird.
It's a lot of weird. It's a lot of weird.
I'm going to crap it.
Yeah, I'm going to crap that one too.
Craps all around. All right.
I'm going to say I knew it though within I knew even before the drop came in, I was like.
Yeah, when it took too long in the beginning. It was just bizarre. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for Blapper Crap. We usually do a few of these, but we'll catch you guys on the next episode with more. But again, shout to you guys, our listeners, man. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us.
Yeah.
Shout to all the producers out there on the grind, the artists, the engineers, all the creatives out there, man. And you know, just keep doing you. Don't let anyone stop you. Stay creative, and really just remember, man, create value.
Yeah. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there, man. Don't worry what they're gonna say about you, what you think they're gonna think that no one's really gonna think about anyway. So just do it, man.
Exactly.
Just do it.
I want to end off every episode with this sound because it just warms my heart. BLAPCHAT episode 95.
Let's go, baby.
We're out.
Peace.
See that?
You gotta do that.
You ever do this? You ever do that?
Hey.
You ever do this? You ever do this? Check it out.
You ever do this?
My thumb.